The Jeremy Kyle Show was once recognized as one of the most chaotic and controversial shows in the history of British television. The ITV show was axed from the air in May 2019 after Steve Dymond took his life 7 days after failing a lie detector test on the show. During its stretch, Jeremy's tumultuous show featured guests in all sorts of dilemmas, from cheating spouses and paternity tests to the infamous lie detector and the nail-biting wait for results that followed. But away from the drama of the ITV reality TV show, Jeremy's life was quite chaotic too. While he regularly interviewed guests who found themselves in downward spirals, once upon a time, the 56-year-old presenter also found himself battling addiction. Read updates on Jeremy Kyle's appearance at tragic guest Steve Dymond's inquest with the Mirror's live blog here. The controversial host battled an addiction to gambling and once found himself £12,000 in debt. He has also been married and divorced twice and is a father to 5 children. In October 2021, Jeremy finally married his partner of 4 years, Vicky Burton, despite having to postpone their nuptials several times. As it turns out, Vicky just so happened to be the former nanny to Jeremy's children. Here's everything we know about the presenter's colorful past personal life. Marriage, crisis and addiction. Jeremy met his first wife, Kirsty Rowley, in 1988, before he was famous and working while he was employed as an accountant. Their daughter, Harriet, now 31, was born in June 1990, but his marriage broke down just a year later. Following their crumbling marriage, Kirsty claimed that Jeremy had taken money from her bank account to fund his gambling addiction. Jeremy reacted to Kirsty's claims by saying that his struggles began as his first marriage was crumbling around him. The turning point came for Jeremy when he found himself £12,000 in debt. The TV host found himself at his lowest point during this time, but thankfully, he was able to turn his life around. Jeremy wrote about his battle with addiction in his 2009 book, I'm Only Being Honest, admitting that the idea of gambling seduced him. Gambling is the mistress that truly seduced me. I will never understand what a hit of heroin feels like, but gambling I get. Big time, he penned. Plenty of days I can remember taking money out of the cash point and going to the bookies and then losing and going again to the cash point and back again and again. There was this pull and suddenly, I was chasing money, trying to achieve something that has never been achieved. Making a bookie poor. After experiencing some of the darkest times in his life, Jeremy was able to finally overcome his life-altering addiction. He finally decided to get on the straight and narrow, and soon after, he met his second wife, former model Carla Germain, in 1999, while he was presenting on the Birmingham-based radio station, 96.4 BRMB. Another crumbling marriage. Jeremy's love story with Carla wasn't to last though. After the pair first met, when Carla took part in a blind date wedding competition, named Two Strangers, and a wedding, the lovebirds welcomed 3 children together. However, after several blissful years together, their romance began to dwindle, with Jeremy admitting that he had not had sex for months on end, which contributed to the end of his marriage. In 2015, the pair announced their split after 13 years of marriage. At the time, Jeremy said, "We have sadly grown apart over recent years and have been living apart since earlier this summer." The former couple were granted a quickie divorce in February 2016, and the court hearing lasted a mere 20 seconds. Carla cited Jeremy's unreasonable behavior as the reason for the breakdown of their marriage. Affair with the nanny. Before Jeremy and Carla officially divorced, it was reported that the TV host had been dating their children's nanny Vicky Burton for 2 months, unbeknownst to Carla. Vicky had been looking after Jeremy and Carla's children. Alice, 16, Ava, 14, and 11-year-old Henry. After 2 years dating, Jeremy got down on one knee and popped the question to Vicky in 2018. Ever the romantic, Jeremy popped the question on Valentine's Day. The couple welcomed their first child together, and Jeremy's fifth child in February 2020. The pair tied the knot in October 2021 in a romantic ceremony at All Saints Church in Windsor, Berks. Speaking to The Sun, he said, "Vic's been my rock in my darkest times. So to see her today, having such fun enjoying the wedding of her dreams, was perfect. Thankfully, at what is our sixth attempt, after all the COVID cancellations and postponements, we got to enjoy the big day we'd both longed for." The end of the Jeremy Kyle Show. The Jeremy Kyle Show was dramatically pulled off the air in May 2019 after guest Steve Dymond died, just days after recording an episode. Following Steve's death, reviews were held by the Digital, Culture, Media and Sport Committee, and the decision was taken to pull the popular morning show off the air for good. Jeremy has yet to address the tragedy, but has revealed that he will address Steve's death when the time is right. Last year, Jeremy admitted he has battled with anxiety and depression ever since and has had to take medication for the mental health conditions. Read more.